Good evening and welcome to another episode of Beating COVID 19, the Talking Heads edition. I'm your talking head for today, and this is day 4. We've already covered the first 3 days where we covered, let me go through them. Take stock, take your survival kit, what you need to have. First of all is to rest. Day 1 was rest. Day 2 was to stock up on your survival gear, your survival kit. Number 3 was get a pack of Strepsils. Now, today, number 4 is to stagger your shift. Find a way to arrange your working shift. Now, I'll be posting very interesting articles. There's one article from the University of York which covers different types of shifts. I'll just name them 1 to 7, walk a bit through what they mean, and then I'll close in with a very radical approach to working, which I think I got this from a German friend of mine who, after they had finished their lockdown, he told me what the government and what the institutions and what the analysts were thinking about in terms of the work, the way the future work will be. So let's get started. There are 7. Okay, I'd say in most times there are 7 different types of work arrangements. Number 1, Flexitime. Number 2, job sharing. Number 3, part-time work or change of hours. Number 4, term time only. Number 5, shifts, rotas and staggered hours. Number 6, unpaid leave and career break. And number 7, flexible retirement. So flexible time is flexibility of start and end of day. So for example, if you usually start your work day at 8 and leave at 5, you can start at 5 and leave at 2 or 3. Or you can arrive at 9 and leave at 6. Or you can arrive at 4 p.m. and leave at 11. You can arrive at 6 p.m. and leave at 4 a.m. I mean, basically you can actually make flexible timings. You can also have flexible working hours, which means you can have a total number of hours per week, and then all you have to do is arrange yourself to meet the total number of hours required for you to fulfill your weekly tasks. Number 2, job share. It's an arrangement where 2 employees share all aspects of their job between them. For example, you may have a 2-person project team. Like in Amazon, they're called 2 pizza teams. So you have a 2 pizza team and you split the job amongst the 2 pizza team. And then from there, they develop a job sharing opportunity whereby they share all aspects of the job so that if one isn't there, the other can pick up the slack. Number 3, part-time or change of hours, where you reduce hours. It's a reduced hour working solution. Instead of 8 hours per day, you might be working for 6, for 4. It's also nice if, let's say, like you are an older person and you wish to restrict the number of hours you spend at the office and maybe compensate that in hours spent elsewhere. You can go for a part-time change of hours routine. Term time only, which means it's hours that you can only work during the school term, which means when people go on holiday, you go on holiday. When school opens, you open your work as well. Shifts, rotas, and staggered hours. This is normally, we know the shifts, like if you have 24 hours, you can break it into 3 shifts. Rotas means you have the rotations that you plan for people and so on. And staggered hours are the same thing, like a bit like Flexitime, but you can actually schedule those hours. So you can have an early morning shift that enters at 6, mid-morning shift that enters at 9, and a late morning shift that enters at 11, and the early morning shift leaves at 1, the mid-morning shift leaves at 3, the late morning shift leaves at 6, and so on and so forth. You just stagger your hours. Rather than enter at the same time at 8, you can all enter different hours, but so long as you maximize and utilize the hours of the day. Unpaid leave or career break, that's also an option. You can opt to take some unpaid leave so that you can avoid the initial rush to work. And then after your unpaid leave is done, you can come and join the workforce at a time suitable for you. You can also take a career break, like go on furlough and go away for like 6 months, 3 months, and only to return when needed or after several months of leave. Number 7 is flexible retirement. And this one is rather unique. I don't know if we have it here in Kenya, where you can actually start utilizing you can start your retirement but still maintain a working life. So you maintain some working hours while you're enjoying your retirement benefits. Yeah, I've gone rather fast through them, but the essence of today's talk is to be able to prepare you to negotiate your working hours. I know most people want to go back to work, and we're angling that by Saturday, when the president speaks, we will get the chance to go back to work. But I wish that when you plan to go back to work, that you'll have spoken to your supervisors and your bosses and requested that you don't come in at exactly the same time everyone else comes in. That you could report to work earlier or a little later in the morning, so that you can be able to leave either earlier or a little after their working hours. The idea of managing your time, it's imperative that as we enter this new economic spin-up, that we don't have the risk of being clumped together in public transport and exposed to possible viruses and so on, but we can be able to avoid the main rush, and have a more flexible day, slide into your work day and slide out. So it is imperative for you to actually think of creative ways to negotiate for either one of these 7 types. But I'll remember there is a study that is done in Germany that has really brought a lot of the work-life balance into question. Not negatively, but it's a principle I would sum up in 2 statements: work from home or work from anywhere. We have found that after the Germans opened up their economy, there has, and I think continues to be, a study in progress trying to find out the productivity of employees if we are allowed to work from home permanently or work from anywhere, which means if they are on holiday, if they are in a foreign country, they can fly to anywhere, land, enter their job, work the scheduled hours. I would say this requires a lot of discipline. As you have seen, as this lockdown comes to an end, I want to share with you and ask you a question. Have you been productive during this time? Have you done new things, studied new courses, opened up your expertise, taken some online courses and classes? I think if you haven't, then maybe the work from home, work from anywhere solution is not for you. Work from Zoom as well. How many online meetings have you attended? Has your business kept on running while the economy was shut down? Yes, I remember some adverts on my sister company on.k, which said that when disaster struck, I took my business online. I urge you all to look at your businesses anew, and if you're an employer, think of creative ways to allow your employees to work flexibly so that they can produce for you the best of their abilities in the safest way possible. I want to thank you for listening. This is day 4 of the Talking Heads edition. Day 5 is coming. See you in the next one, and God bless.